We're going up, up, up to the Upper Marae, where stories lift and voices fly. Put your tea towels down, let your worries fade. Open the gates, let the memories cascade. In this podcast world, we give it our best. So grab your cup or come say hi, no jest. We're going up to the Upper Marae, where conversations flow and spirits can't lie.
Kia ora and welcome to the Upper Marae. I'm one of your co-hosts, Dr. Alexander Stevens, Te Tuaroa. In this episode, we're continuing the theme of Samoan Language Week and unpacking, I suppose, the theme of it as we continue to go along. I'm here with my fellow co-podcast host, Nigel Petersen. Nigel, talofa.
Talofa, maro soifua.
Tell us, what is the theme for Samoan Language Week?
Oh, that's a really good question. So every year there's a different one, and I believe the theme / whakatauki / alanga upu for Samoan Language Week, or yeah, you can say Te Wiki o Te Ngangana or Wha Samoas, e afua mai I mauga tetele manuia o le nuu, which translates to English as from the high mountains come the blessings of the village.
Right. What does that actually mean?
Oh, okay. So, if you think of a mountain, like speaking in metaphors, like it would be the same in Māori, how our ancestors would have spoken in metaphors to capture feelings or to articulate the mood of a situation or a particular context. So in this context, if you think of a mountain as like a pillar of strength, and that pillar of strength can also encapsulate wisdom, knowledge, could encapsulate the ancestors sharing that that knowledge, resources, wisdom, with the people, with the community. So, yeah. Nice. So the rest of the community is blessed by the mountains.
Yes. And so given all of that wisdom that you're going to be using with your golden voice, what does Samoan Language Week mean to you and your whānau or hainga?
Oh, as an adult in his 40s now, I look back and it's such a blessing to be able to speak Samoan, to be able to understand Samoan, to have an identity. It grounds me. Like I know I have my mum's family, my dad's family, there's villages in Samoa I'm connected to. Even here in Aotearoa, able to identify others from where they're from, being able to connect with people, to connect with our elders. There's a sense of pride. And now, both my parents have passed on. I feel more connected to them because of the language.
Yes.
And I can remember songs that we sung when we were kids, things that my mum or my dad would have said. Those things are now precious to me. Talanoa. Which fits in with the theme. Talking about that sharing of knowledge, I can now reflect back and remember those times where I'm almost like, you do this and then you do this.
Yes.
And don't do this and that sort of stuff, and why we do certain things. So it's a big part of my life now. When I was younger, not so much.
Right.
When I was younger, I was like, yeah, I'm Samoan.
Yes.
Cool. That's so cool. But now it's like there's a responsibility there to you there as well.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that you just spoke about with both your parents passing away, which kind of leads on to the next question about why is it important to keep that Samoan language alive for future generations? Because for context, you also did a Samoan language course that I spoke about in the previous podcast with through MIT.
Yes. So the language course I did was through the Community Pacific Languages organization. It's free. And if anyone wants to jump on, just look them up online. You can still enroll. I think that was me sort of trying to be a bit more proactive around my understanding and knowledge of Ngangana Samoa. And so I'm saying, okay, look, there are definitely gaps in my knowledge and understanding of Samoan culture, and I want to go and plug those gaps because I want to serve in my family. I want to nurture the next generation coming up. And I guess I see it in my work as well as a social worker.
Mhm.
What happens when you don't have one? And
Right.
it's reflected in all the negative statistics.
Mm.
When people have a loss of that sense of identity, they don't have a sense of belonging, and so they try and plug those gaps themselves. And often it's
Yes.
in negative ways. So it might be through hanging out with the wrong crowd, through joining gangs, through risk-taking behavior, through taking drugs, alcohol, becoming addicted to illegal substances. So that's, for me, in a roundabout way, that's their attempt to try and plug the gap of they don't know who they are.
Yes.
And so because I don't know who I am, I'm going to have to go and figure it out for myself.
Mm.
And that's going back to the thing around, why is the language or the culture so important? That's why.
Yes.
That's why there's a generation that's growing up in Aotearoa that's losing the reo. They're losing the language.
Yes.
And so we know from research that the more disconnected people are from who they are, the more likely they are to
Yes.
show up in negative stats.
I know that I think the latest research, it looked like it was a 50-50 split. Half of Samoans in New Zealand couldn't actually speak
But
fluent.
identified as Samoan?
Yes. Yes. But compared back to home, or back to Samoa, where obviously 100% of them could. So I didn't really do any more digging into why, but I mean, this doesn't surprise me when you look at our Māori language. Although, actually, in similar types ways, lots of languages were subjugated or tried to be forced out, and English being the major one. And then, of course, we've got people that wanted to speak English in order to fit in as quickly as possible within the. Lots of my friends can, which is what I was saying to Philip in our last podcast, that my friends can understand it, but speak it as a whole different thing.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I picked up from this language course, is there were people in their 60s, but they were grandparents, but they were grieving because they never put in the work to learn the language when they were younger.
Right.
Now they have mokopuna. Right. Now they have children, whānau. They have their own children, and they don't know how to speak it. And so there was a bit of that mamai. There was a bit of that whakamā for them. But then they realized they weren't the only ones in the room. So you almost have this. There's this collective identity now of people who don't really know the language, all in the same room together.
Wow.
And they're all there for different reasons. Some were married to Samoans, and they wanted to. Sorry, I'm trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
But they wanted to understand, so they know what the in-laws are saying about them. And some were born and raised here, like second generation, and they wanted to reconnect with their culture. Some were like me. They wanted to learn more, to pick up more for the future generation. I think I was the only one that was in the social services space.
Right.
Because I said that one of the reasons why I really wanted to do it was to support our whānau in accessing mental health care or accessing healthcare, and they don't know how to navigate the system. So it's good to have somebody who can speak multiple languages in the same space where you can translate and help them understand what's happening so they don't feel lost.
Where is your own reo journey when it comes to Samoan? So I was saying again in the previous podcast, if you thought of 10 as being absolutely fluent inside and outside, and 0 being none, I'd see myself as a 2.
True.
At the very beginning.
Yeah. I'd be a very humble 6. I reckon to be a 9 or a 10. If you're a 10, you must be like the professor of Samoan language and culture. But to be up there, you have to not only know the language, but you have to know the customs and the culture, how to live up, how to nurture their sacred spaces between people and between environments, and understand how that works.
Do you think at that level 10 you'd also have to know connections between villages and, up Pūrākau, or was that just a whole different other thing?
Oh, I think, because I follow a few guys online. And they're constantly learning. They're constantly learning. So they've created these groups where other chiefs can come on board and share stories.
Yeah.
And share stories from where they are. Because Samoa's so big.
Right.
And there's this thing in Samoa where they say Talalasi Samoa, meaning similar story, but not the same.
Right.
Yeah. So, say for example, you and I, we talk about Maui a lot. Maui in the Pacific. That's an example of Talalasi.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
With
yes, we know Maui, but we got a different Maui. Or do we have different stories of Maui?
Yes.
So, it's things like that.
Mm.
They're always sharing knowledge. I love the ones where they account for the modern era. You know, life. So life in Samoa is very different from life in the Pacific.
Yes.
Sorry, outside of Samoa. So, yeah.
One of the questions I've loved asking so far is, what are some Samoan words or phrases that everyone should learn?
Ooh, it's a good one. Aua.
Oh my.
Aua. Aua means don't. Aua means don't, or soia means stop. Stop it. The amount of times I've heard those two words from my parents. But just your basic ones like talofa, wa mai oi. It's like your simple hello, how are you? You say manuia whawhitai. You're like, I'm good, thank you. Wa mai oi. You know, that you reciprocate. You know, you then ask the other person a question.
Yes.
And they say, yeah, manuia whawhitai. I'm also well. Yeah. Whamore, that's please.
Oh, yes, that came up.
Yeah, whamore, please. Whawhitai, thank you. What's some other ones? Tō whāsoi fua, goodbye.
Yes.
Wish you well.
For me, it was just Sa Vale Vale. That's all that we learned in primary school. It managed to get me through. Yes, 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 with a basic translation along the way. Yeah, it's funny because everyone tends to want to learn the swear words first, but not actually all the words that create.
That's across all cultures, really.
Yes, yeah. What role do elders and family play in teaching the Samoan language?
Massive role. Massive role. Now, we live in an age now where you have a lot of technology, and so I don't know why people are not recording their elders sharing stories.
True.
You know, we're blessed. We're blessed we live in an age where you can record them, you know, sharing a story, talking about growing up in life, because the next generation will hear of them, but now they can literally hear them and be like, oh, is that grandma? Or is that great-grandma? But then we can also unpack some stuff, unpack some stories. We have knowledge as well. So we talk about, I think we've talked about in Pacific circles where you have the spoken word.
Yes.
And then there's the age of the written word.
Yeah.
And now we're in the age of the recorded word. And so I think we're running out of excuses to not do this stuff, to not capture that knowledge, capture recordings. Even this podcast is going to be useful at some stage from now. You know, many years from now. Hopefully, you know, the next 3 generations will pick it up and be like, oh, who's that?
Yes.
Who's that guy with the amazing voice?
Well, you do have a golden radio voice, it has to be said. Talk to me about how schools and communities better support Samoan language learning.
Through initiatives like the Language Weeks, definitely. It's good to see the Ministry of Pacific Affairs is really driving this one.
Yes.
A lot of Pacifica organizations and education institutions are really driving Samoan Language Week and other languages as well. I know at the university it's a big thing. So looking forward to see what a lot of the Pacifica clubs, the Pro Vice Chancellor of Pacific, is going to be putting out there. It's going to be busy at university. So even my team, I'm looking forward to see what we've got lined up. Although I'm going to be there midway through the week.
Right. Oh yes, yes.
But it's exciting, and it's about making it exciting. It's like I think a lot of people who don't really speak the language, they feel anxious already, and so not making fun of them or not making them look silly, but just bringing them into the fold and saying, hey, let's get together, let's have a safe space where we can joke, we can laugh, but we can also share knowledge.
Yes.
So the more and more communities and they can do that, the better. Much better.
I agreed. What do you think some challenges Samoan people face in maintaining their language in Aotearoa?
What's that saying, bro? If you don't use it, you lose it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it, really. If you don't use it, you lose it. I was fortunate. That, when Mum was around, I used every opportunity to speak Samoan to her. Even my aunties that are still alive, I still speak to them in Samoan. And when I go and visit them, I think it's not embracing or not creating opportunities to use it. Like, even you meet a Samoan brother, you can sit down and just talk. Just not. It doesn't have to. You don't have to have the full on conversation in Samoan,
Yes.
but you can have a few words and phrases. So it's the practicing part. Another thing people aren't doing is they're not going to the family things. When there's a family hui, when there's a family mafutanga, or there's a whalawe and then the family gets together, they're not going. They're not going. And I'm guilty of it as well. Like, I didn't see it as a priority growing up because I was like, Mum's around, she'll go.
Right.
All I got to do is give money and she'll be happy and they'll be happy. But now that she's passed on, and now that I'm more proactive in going to these family gatherings, I understand.
Yes.
I'm starting to understand what's happening. I'm starting to understand the structure, the setup, when these conversations are happening. Who you have your elders, you have your high-ranking matai chiefs, and then you've got your tula whale, your talking chiefs, and then you've got the rest of us who are there to support, do the pe'aus, do the chores, and then everyone knows their role, so that on the day it's smooth. You got your talking chiefs, you got the other chiefs supporting. You've got the Kyokusi person who has the money. Then you've got the other aunties who are like telling people, go take this, go there.
Yeah.
Like, go sit. Like, everyone has a role. Everyone's moving and shaking. And that's an example of working together, having that knowledge and passing the knowledge on to the others, because our family, our elders, they're not going to be around forever.
No.
They are passing away, and so we have to be ready to step into that space, step into those roles.
Yes.
And support the family.
Aye. Well, kind of heading towards the finish line. So when we're thinking about those that are here and those that are passed away, what are some traditional Samoan values that are carried through language?
Whaaroaro. That's that respect. There's a saying in Samoa, you say, I roa le tangata I rona tū manonanga. I roa le Samoa I rona tū manonanga. That means you can tell a Samoan by the way they stand and by the way they behave.
Right.
And it's always respectful, which is why it's really hard for Samoans to challenge authority, because they don't want to be seen as disrespectful.
Right.
They don't want to be seen as difficult. And like, even I wrestle with that as well. As a social worker, as I've been doing social work for so many years, I struggle with that, challenging authority. And I'm thankful that I have that tension, that it does bother me if I overstep the mark, because I need, we do need some restraints.
Sure.
We do need some restraints. But then also always remembering that simple things like esteeming the other person, lowering yourself and esteeming them, giving a gift or something, something to help somebody who's struggling.
Sure.
So I think about all those things. I think about how you conduct yourself in different spaces. Are you the type of person that goes and doesn't really think over what's being said and you just jump?
Yeah.
We call them water.
Right.
Your mouth jumps. And often we say in Samoan as well, lava ko fa means, may you have enough wisdom. May you have enough wisdom to have self-discipline, self-control, but also read the room, pick up the weight of the room,
Right.
and speak with the right whakatauki or the right anangahaupu, the right buangangana to capture the essence of what's going on. And you can calm. I've seen people like almost get into fistfights.
Oh, really?
But then the subtle, the high chief of the family, says the right word. I'm thinking about my uncle at this time.
Yes, please.
The late boy, he used to say that too. He used to just sit there. So a couple of the uncles are wrestling, and he's just like, everyone's looking at him like, are you going to say something? He's just like, are you guys... He literally said in Samoan, are you two done? Are you two finished? And these two guys, my uncles, they're like wrestling. And he's like, are you guys finished? Because the whole family's watching. Three generations of our family are watching you two. They started crying, bro.
Oh.
They started crying because they realized how these two old men,
yes,
at the top of the mauga, are fighting each other. And you've got like your kids, your wives, other uncles, just all watching these two men. But that's what I mean. All he said was, are you done? Are you two finished? That's power, bro.
Yes.
That's authority. When you're not even the biggest or the strongest, but you just have that mana.
Yes.
And then everyone just stops. And they're like, oh, the old fella's spoken.
Yes.
The king has spoken. Everyone just calms down.
So it's a powerful form of leadership where you don't raise your voice. You just simply say maybe 3 or 4 words, but it carries so much mana.
Yeah.
Behind it.
Everyone's looking at like, you're just rolling your tobacco.
Yes.
Oh, are you guys finished?
Yeah. Hey, tell me, if you could teach one lesson about Samoan culture and language to young people, what would it be?
Oh. About Samoan culture, values? It would definitely be alofa.
What a nice way to end the podcast. Go on.
It would definitely be alofa. Like, and, being a Christian, and there's a lot of Christian themes throughout our culture. It's probably the most important value, really. Is your ability to show alofa.
So for those of us who might not know, break it down. What is alofa from your perspective?
So alofa, for me, and probably my other Samoans will disagree.
Yeah.
But for me, alofa is doing something good for someone that can't do anything for you. Just because.
Yeah.
They're like, why didn't you do that? I guess, just because. Just because I can. Well, I can't pay you back. That's why. Just because. Doing something for someone that can never pay you back. That's my idea of alofa. Yeah. I think about the old ladies that go to their family gatherings and they've just got like $50. That's all they could scrounge together. They probably give more money than the ones who give $1,000 because they've given out of they probably give out of their abundance, or they give out of pressure. But the old lady that comes with her $50, she gives out of all that she has.
Yes.
Because she wants to.
I've seen that.
Yeah, she wants to support the family. So that's another example of alofa.
Yes. I just thought another good Samoan word is just Talanoa. Which is exactly what this is,
Yeah. They say some wheskaa story. And so when people talk, people want to goss.
Right.
Goss or chinwag. They say story, but then others have like taken it to the next level.
Yes.
Especially our whawha community. Yes. So wheskaa ori. So wheskaa ori.
Which translates as,
come, let's have a story.
I see.
So they've taken the st off and just say ori.
Well,
they've turned it into a slang.
Just randomly as you were talking, I was thinking this after Sa Vali Vali, the next Samoan word that I ever learned was whapapa.
Whapapa. Oh man,
I hope I've
I gotta
pronounced
buy
that
you.
right.
No, that's perfect. Man, I gotta buy us some whapapa.
Do you
It
want
won't
to
be
tell?
good for you because it's
No, it
not
won't
good
be.
for your sugar levels.
It won't be good for my sugar levels. But do you
Yeah.
want to?
Oh, it's just this little. How do I say it? It's kind of like
A coconut
something.
bread, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like in a.
yeah. It's a coconut bread. Um, and you can eat it warm. You can
Yes.
eat it cold. It's just like a snack that you have with a cup of cocoa
Yeah.
stambo.
Yeah. So when you were talking, that's what made me think.
But by that, your pronunciation was perfect.
Yeah, I think about 8 or 9, I think. And you're right, because the family or the ainga that offered it to me, that's exactly what they had it with.
True.
It was warm, and it was with like Milo.
Oh man, that's so cool.
So it's I actually realized I knew more than what I thought I did. So final thoughts anyway, brother. Final thoughts? And then I'll ask you 2 quick questions.
My final thoughts. Man, I love my culture. I love my language. I'm on a journey, and I'm gonna I'll be on the journey for the rest of my life. So I'm by no means an expert, but whatever I do have, I do want to try and share it with people. So, especially this Samoan Language Week, I want to use my knowledge and understanding of Samoan culture to help strengthen communities, especially those in our roles who work with Samoan people. Just say, cultural safety. Cultural safety, and just give them some skills that's going to help them in their practice. Up to them if they take it on or not. But yeah, this has been a good podcast. I don't often talk about the language much, or the culture, because I do have. This is probably something I should have messaged before, sort of talked about before, but I do suffer from imposter syndrome.
Yeah, I think we all do.
Yeah.
When I did the podcast with Irie, so 2 podcasts, he had the same thing, but he speaks fluent Reo, but struggles with English, and he just felt, Anyway, it really upset me because I just thought, how I felt like a heart moment because I just thought I haven't taken the full Reo journey yet because I find it embarrassing at the age of my mid-40s that I haven't done it. And I've done a PhD, and I've done 35 quals, and I haven't done this one. And I just thought, but here's this young guy in his mid-20s who is opening up about his struggles with talking everyday English and writing English in his assessment. And I'm thinking of my role as senior Māori academic at AUT, how do we set pathways up so that if English isn't the first language and it's in Reo, for example, how do we make this when we go, okay, then why don't you consider writing in Reo?
Yeah, that's right.
So that becomes the norm. But for you, what was your imposter syndrome struggles about?
So here in Aotearoa, I feel like, I'm a Samoan.
Right.
I know Samoan things. But when I go to spaces, when I enter spaces where there's, you have Matai chiefs and people who are like the caretakers of our culture, I'm like, I almost want to say, I'm Māori. So people leave me alone.
Wow. I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just because I'm like, oh man, I feel like I should know more.
Yes.
I should be able to contribute more, But but I'm confident. I'm confident to say that I'm on a journey.
Yeah.
And my journey is different from others' journeys.
Yes. Well, I'm mindful I still ask you 2 questions. I'll ask you about the other one. What is, so obviously you're the lion of the Upper Marae characters. So what is lion in?
Oh, Liona.
Right.
Yep.
And where do we adapt these words from, considering there were no lions? So where do you think they come from?
Oh, they're just anglicized.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So it's I don't know, maybe our ancestors thought, this is a lion, and it's like, Leona.
Leona. Okay, I can say that.
Leona.
And that literally is a translation.
Yeah.
And then Sione, who's our horsey, was asking them, what's tiger? Literally, he said to me last night, if you're going to ask him what lion is, ask him what tiger is. And I thought,
I never even thought about tiger. Oh! Sorry, I just thought about, I was like, so there's this call where, you get young people together and they're just like, no pate, right. So what do they say? No pate, taika.
Oh, taika.
And they all go, rah! So that's why I laughed. I was like, Taika, what's wrong for Taika? And then that's the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, Kupati Taika.
Nice. All right. So Leone for lion.
Liona.
Leona. And
Like
Taika.
Leona Lewis.
Yes, I was thinking, I wonder if
My
you even get
ex-wife.
that. Yeah.
Leona Lewis.
That's why she keeps bleeding and sad. You know? She's so sad. I was thinking of Leona Lewis in terms of using a reference, and I thought, I wonder if you would even remember her. And then Taika.
Taika, like
When Sagat on Street Fighter would do his fireball.
Yeah,
like Taika.
Yeah, but
Okay.
more like Taika Waititi, the director. Taika.
Cool.
Is it Māori for Taika? Taika?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. True.
No, I wouldn't even know actually what the Māori word is for tiger, because again, we didn't have tigers over here. Yeah, you know what? It's Taika. I just double checked. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same. It would be a transliteration, literally.
Yeah.
When I was talking to Ira ages ago, I could have done like big cat. You know, like Neru.
Yeah.
I can't remember that's what I'm saying about that. Now I'm having imposter syndrome. So if Neru is
cat.
Okay. And Nui, I think, is big. It would be like Neru Nui, I think, because you put the animal before, like Yoda.
Yeah.
So it might be.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice. In my head now, I'm like, why do we call cats pussy?
Yeah. Oh well, that comes from Hus, which is an Egyptian goddess.
True.
Yes.
Okay, I need to figure out the fuck-up of how you go from the Pacific Islands to Egypt and say, oh, pussy.
No, yeah, that's Egyptian. So I'm pretty sure in Māori it'd be he Neru Nui. There's a big cat, but I wouldn't say he Neru. Sorry, here Neru Nui. So then it might be here Taika.
Oh,
Nui.
Taika Nui.
Anyway, apologies for all the Māori things like that. And Paul Phillips, when I was talking about Tongan language, while he's talking about Samoan language here, I'm flooding it with Māori. I guess the point is, though, that we have these languages and they should be used.
Yeah, that's right. And they'll keep changing.
Well, that's right.
The world's gotten a lot smaller now. And there's different words for different things, and so we have to adapt.
Yes.
Otherwise, we'll be talking and be like, artificial intelligence.
Yeah. Nuclear power plant. Because I remember watching Te Karere.
Oh, yeah?
They've now got a word that Scotty Morrison made up. But at the time, it was like, blah, 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 blah. Nuclear power plant. Okay, I understood that, but not the best thing to think about when you're 8 thinking, what happened with the nuclear power plant? What's happening here? So, anyway, brother, thank you for walking this journey and sharing your wisdom around the marae tonight. A good Talanoa, I feel. From all of us here at the Upper Marae, thank you for listening, reflecting, and standing with us in our Talanoa, in our kōrero. Do like and subscribe. We're now, this is news to you, Nigel, we're now on Spotify.
Brilliant. Now I get to listen to our podcast while I go for walks and stuff.
But until then, the gates of the marae are now closing. Mahalo lava, kia kaha. We will see you all again next time. Manuia.
In this magical world.